GMT. World leaders at the COP28 climate summit in Dubai that ended on Wednesday began the gathering with a major declaration recognizing that food, what people grow and eat, is a crucial factor in global warming. But it was notable that in the summit's final declaration, there was no clear commitment concerning how to decarbonize food systems, nor was there a recognition that even if food is produced using more sustainable approaches, expanding conventional agriculture could, for some countries in the developing world, accelerate environmental destruction. Well, Henry Musa Kpaka is the Minister for Agriculture and Food Security in the government of the West African state of Sierra Leone. At COP28, his country launched a new global group called the Alliance of Champions for Food Systems Transformation. That was along with Brazil, Norway, Cambodia, and Rwanda. The aim is to transform food systems in member states so there is full access to nutritious and sustainable diets. I've been speaking to him and asked him first to explain why Sierra Leone is leading that alliance.
From the Sierra Leone standpoint, we thought this was a very good opportunity to, first of all, showcase some of what we're already doing by taking an all-of-government approach to addressing food systems need in the country. We thought it would be a good way to learn from others who are trying to do the same thing. And we thought it's a way to demonstrate that if you want to be serious about having real impact in feeding your populations now and caring for the environment and creating jobs, and that we can showcase this to the world and that we can attract others to join us.
Give us some examples of what you're doing and the difference it could make.
His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, won re-election, and he's decided for the next 5 years that food systems and agriculture will be his flagship program for the next 5 years. What that means is he will throw a lot of resources at this. He will make it a priority program. We in Sierra Leone import a lot of food. The value chain and the global network of food distribution is interrupted. That has led to price hikes for a lot of essential commodities that we import. At this backdrop, the president decided that we would emphasize and focus squarely on agriculture and food systems as a way of solving food insecurity, creating jobs for people in Sierra Leone. We are very prone to climate risk. We feel the effect every day. Our farmers are suffering. And so whilst he wants to feed the country, he realizes the approach we take has to be sensitive to climate needs.
So to be clear, not only about producing more food so that you don't have to import as much, but it's about doing it in a more sustainable way.
Absolutely. It's about doing it in a more sustainable way. It's about ensuring that we reduce waste as well, because the little that we produce, if we're able to reduce waste, we can degrade the environment less, then we can distribute it better. And it's about creating jobs and giving alternative livelihoods for people if you add value to what you're doing from your production.
This new group was launched at COP28. What does that say about perhaps the failure of the COP system to do something like this of its own accord, rather than you and others having to go off and form your own group to make this happen?
I wouldn't put it as a failure. I think we launched this at COP indeed. In fact, we launched it on the Food Day. COP28 this year for the first time made food systems a priority. And for the first time in COP, there was a food day dedicated for talking about food systems.
But still, at the summit's final declaration, there was no agreed commitment to decarbonising food systems. And that is clearly concerning, isn't it?
Well, no, there was agreement on decarbonizing food systems. There was a softening of language around whether we are weighing enough of fossil fuels and things like that. But food system was key, and decarbonizing that was a priority. What I, to be honest, from a Sierra Leone point of view, or from a developing country standpoint, some of the things that I wanted to see was this loss and damage fund, expectation around 400 billion. And only getting 700 million pledges was too little.
That's money from richer countries to poorer ones to help them with the effects of climate change effectively, isn't it?
Exactly. When you see a loss that happens, that's essentially that. Food systems and agriculture in general is a private sector-led approach that requires investments in actually a lot of renewables when it comes to processing. We've seen over time a decline in this project preparation window funds that essentially are available for poorer countries to be able to use to adapt and to change their ways of engaging and to adopting new approaches to mitigate climate change effects. But to be able to do, we are going to require resources. And that's where we would want the rest of the international community that really wants food systems in a place like Sierra Leone to thrive and to be able to do it in a green way, in a sustainable manner, requires resources. And which is why we are in this, to show that we are trying, that we want to do our best.
Henry Musa Kpaka, Sierra Leone's Minister for Agriculture and Food Security.